mention that a mysterious force is loose somewhere in outer space. The mysteries of creation are there. Up in the sky? Up in the sky. The moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Up in the Sky podcast. This will be our first video, our first long-form video, kind of, sort of. We'll go over a couple of issues and a couple of things that I think are important and I think that we should kind of put out there. The name of this first podcast is going to be UFO Disclosure. When is it happening? I feel like 2026 is a good all-around year. 2025 was a really, really good year for UFO disclosure. We had quite a few congressional hearings. We had quite a few different testimonies from some really, really credible people. We're talking about some F-18 jet pilots. We're talking about quite a few people that are in my local government. Timothy Burchett, who's our Tennessee state congressman. But yeah, we're going to get into a couple of things today. I'd like to watch this video with you guys about Jacques Vallée. Jacques Vallée kind of comes clean about UFOs and the Virginia case in Brazil where the UFO had crashed, and I believe it was 1996. Kind of funny, the year I was born. Before we get into that video, I just wanted to thank you guys and let you know, everybody's welcome on our streams. And I really encourage you guys to go into the comments and let's discuss everything that we're talking about here, because, a lot of this stuff can't be brought forward and can't be discussed clearly and can't be discussed in an open topic situation with people. I hate to try to get into a conversation with people in a public setting and people just kind of think I'm a little off my rocker, but I just believe things that are close to my heart, and I've had a couple of experiences in my life. Maybe in a few videos down the line we'll get into those and we'll get a couple of you guys to share some of your experiences. But I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm stuck at work for the next 3 days. It's going to be really, really cold here. It's going to be freezing temperatures. So we'll probably do a couple of long form videos from my room here. I'm staying on site. So let's get into it. This first video that we're going to bring up is about Jacques Vallée. And this is being shown with James Fox's permission after he had put out his last documentary. I'm pretty sure he had gotten with Jacques Vallée and asked him to do this for him. And if this isn't disclosure, guys, then I don't know what is.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacques Vallée. I'm speaking at the request of Mr. James Fox, because a few years ago I initiated the system of multiple databases used by a DIA-sponsored program at Bigelow Aerospace as a cleared member of the scientific team charged with the study of UFO UAP phenomena. The data warehouse system contained data about 260,000 screened reports of anomalous objects in flight and hundreds of reports of creatures, live or dead, associated with crashed or landed vehicles of unknown provenance, including some similar to those in Virginia, thus providing useful multinational and historical context. My current research is taking us to deeper levels with new on-site analytical and physical research on historical cases, such as the 1945 case in San Antonio, New Mexico, the 1964 case in Socorro, New Mexico, also, and the 1965 case in Valençon in France. In those and several others, new physical and environmental data was collected. The observations involve a total of 7 creatures, generally similar in size and general body shape to those described by the witnesses in Virginia, Mr. Fox, providing both context and statistical support
So first off, let's just go into that a little bit. You have Mr. Jacques Vallée, a very, very credible scientist, physicist. I'm not exactly sure completely what his background is, but to have somebody with this credible background to be coming out live on camera and saying that we have recovered extraterrestrial biological bodies. He doesn't necessarily say extraterrestrial, but what he says is biological bodies. We've recovered things like that. They've breathed like us. They obviously, are riding around in some sort of transportation, like whether or not we've reversed engineered something that has came from them, or whether or not they've gifted it to us, or something along those lines. But the fact that this gentleman is coming out and is as credible as he is, to be able to risk his career and his entire past and all of his awards on that's saying something, guys.
For current and future findings. In particular, all the creatures just mentioned breathed air normally. Beyond this, I currently serve in a private capacity on the Scientific Advisory Board of the French Government National Center for Space Studies, CNES. That unit has actively researched the UFO problem since 1975, including national cases of close encounters with the presence of occupants, a number of which I have also studied on site. It should be clear, however, that I do not represent any of these government organizations in this or any other context. The Virginia incident of 1996 in Brazil, researched and documented by James Fox, fits within cases already known in scientific and medical records, many of which have remained classified. Relaxing the classification requirements while preserving security of essential facilities such as the nuclear labs would make it possible to inform and enlist the scientific community at a higher level. Action by the executive branch to allow more open exchange would be world-changing. As the Virginia case proves, allowing more open contact at an international level would yield better understanding of the global issues. The current segment hinders any serious research into what appears to be an extraterrestrial phenomenon empowered by advanced artificial intelligence. Open archives do exist to some extent. Biological environment of the crafts and their occupants. Socorro and Valensol in particular, two unclassified cases officially deemed unidentified by multiple government agencies, have yielded evidence of traces, recovered materials, and environmental effect. But we know that much more is available. The Virginia case presents exceptional new knowledge.
Okay, guys, and that's one more big thing that he just said. Exotic materials. Where are these materials? Who has access to them? Has anybody studied them? Has anybody ran any tests on them? What are the properties that they have? What could that mean for, technology that we produce here? That's one of the biggest issues that I want to discuss on this channel. If in fact we did recover a UFO in 1940s, the UFO Roswell that happened, where did that technology go? Who has access to it? How many different programs have been created around it? And, what does that technology mean for the people here on Earth? All of the different things that we use every day. We're still a society that is, trapped into using fossil fuels, and we're trying to go electric, but the city infrastructures here just aren't able to handle it yet. Those future technologies are coming, but it's almost as if they're drip feeding us a little bit and a little bit at a time, as if, one day they're just going to come out and tell us, this is the technologies that we've had. The United States government has been at least 200 to 300 years more technologically advanced than what they've led you on to believe. Just think about the military and the type of technologies that they have access to way, way before civilian access. So this is really big. Not only does Jacques Vallée speak about these exotic materials, but so do people like Gary Nolan. And you have a couple of the gentlemen that have been on Skinwalker Ranch that talk about have recovering a couple of items. Where are the studies? Where are the testing? Where are the results from these? That's something that we all should really be wondering about.
Beyond what was already known, it improves our information in two fundamental ways. First, in the ability to reconstruct what happened to the craft and its occupants from beginning to end. And second, in the professional description of the anatomical and behavioral features of the live creature recovered by authorities within a short time of the crash and to the point of its death. By this achievement, James' long and perilous project has opened up an entirely new field of research.
And I'd also like to give a shout out to Patrick with Vetted's podcast. A lot of really, really good information on there. I don't want to get a copyright strike because I'm new to this whole podcasting thing. And as you guys can tell, I'm trying to figure out the formatting and how I want myself to be on the screen and how I'd like to display everything for you guys. But I'd really, really like to start doing this full time every night when I get home. I feel like this is just some of the things that we can start discussing and get them out in the open. You guys, if you guys liked the information that I'm putting out there, try to support me. And if I ever get any money given to this stream, I would like to donate it. We can all go to a cause that we find that we'd like to donate it to, and I can prove that we'll donate it however we'd like to do it. This is just all for fun, and I think that it would be better for humanity and mankind for us just to all share in the technologies and maybe just have a better open relationship with one another, especially starting to talk about these topics. The next few years are going to get really, really crazy, and I think we need to get on top of it. But again, thank you guys so much. If you like the stream, try to subscribe and give us a like. And welcome to the Up in the Sky podcast, you guys. Thanks so much.